There's a special kind of pride that you feel deep down inside, a strength that seems to thrive in Lima, Allen County.
The American way of life, to get in gear and do what's right.
An unbreakable forthright link called Real American Strength. Lima, Allen County, Real American Strength.
Keeping you up to date with what's happening in your community. Community Focus on GTV2.
Thanks for joining us today on Community Focus. I'm Anne Decker, and Lima Fire Chief Mark Heffner is joining us in the studio today. Great to have you with us.
It's nice to be here, thanks.
We're here to talk about winter fire safety, and what did you say the big ones are?
Well, the big ones this time of year: heating, cooking, and candles. Surprisingly enough.
I mean, they all come in those little glass jars anymore, don't they?
Well, they do, but we also have things that blow around. You have curtains, you have flammables
you have
nearby.
Kids and pets.
Again, I find it hard to believe in the 21st century we're still having a fire problem with candles, but we do.
Do you see many fires from candles each year?
As a matter of fact, we do. People put candles out for the scent, for the ambiance, for all kinds of other reasons. And what we find is, well, you have children are problems. Sometimes you have kids that just, they're curious about the fire. Sometimes you have towels, curtains, things like that kind of blow over and get into. And once, particularly curtains, if a curtain catches fire, that room's gone in no time at all. So it's be very careful around with candles. As you mentioned, the candles that are inside the glass globes or inside the glass are much better and much safer. Always have a container that will keep the flame contained.
And should we keep flammables a certain distance away?
Oh, as far away as possible. Don't put papers nearby. Don't decorative ornaments in the center of you have a nice centerpiece with a candle in the center.
Greenery, which also goes up fast.
Keep the papers and stuff away from the candles.
Oh, good.
And also the new LED lights that look like candles, those are very nice, very safe, very inexpensive.
Same ambiance,
Same
no danger.
ambiance and no danger.
Let's talk cooking. What are the problems with cooking?
I'll tell you what, cooking is one of the biggest fire hazards people have. We find that kitchen fires, and mostly it's unattended cooking. You're working on something in the kitchen, particularly oils, things like that, and you're distracted. Sometimes it goes back to kids again, or just something happens, you're going to go...
Phone rings,
you'll be gone for a minute. Well, it turns into 5, 6, 7 minutes. And what you'll have is sometimes it'll boil over, gets on the burner, and the kitchen will take off, quickly. Should that happen, remember, do not put water on an oil-based fire. If you can, cover it, turn the stove off, turn the fire off, and call the fire department. We'll take care of it from there.
Get out of the house first?
Get out of the house. I thought that was obvious, but sometimes
people call you first.
But you're exactly right. I think of things differently than the general public does. Get out of the house first. Do all the things I said. Turn it off, cover it. If you don't think you can do that, get out of the house and call 911. Don't take a chance. If you think you're in danger, get out of the house first and call 911.
What about the fire extinguishers? Mine's been on the wall since I bought the house, and I haven't looked at it since. I mean, chances are most other people are in the same boat. Is it even good anymore?
Take a look at it. Most fire extinguishers have a date on them or a dial. It tells you if it's good or not. And if you've had a fire extinguisher hanging in the house since the day you bought it, it might be time to replace it anyhow, regardless of what that little dial says. But you could take it to one of the local fire extinguisher purveyors and the vendors we have them look at it, or just go out and buy another one. They're relatively inexpensive, and they give you peace of mind and a little protection.
Okay. In terms of the other big one you said is heating this time of year.
Heating, this time of the year. If we're fortunate and temperatures continue to stay in the 50s and 60s, we might not have to worry about this. But kerosene heaters, space heaters, any supplemental heating system like that, the same cautions apply. Keep flammable materials away from them, 3 or 4 feet away. Keep them away from curtains that may blow when the furnace kicks on. And again, pay attention to what the kids are doing. It seems to come back to children quite a bit, but unattended children are a problem. And I don't say unattended children are a problem, but if they're unattended, they get into things.
They're curious.
Children are curious, and they want to know how things work, and they sometimes get themselves in trouble when they're trying to find something exciting to do. So pay attention to your children, keep the flammables away, and just follow the instructions.
Does changing the furnace filter have anything to do with fire safety?
You wouldn't think so, but yes, it can. We have seen some that were so dirty that there's no air movement, the furnace heats up, and what you'll get is you get a hot smell in the house. And I've been amazed at how little maintenance some people put toward their furnace. So it's always, again, good recommendation to have your furnace checked every year by a professional. Have them come in and take a look at your furnace. They'll change out the filters, do all that kind of stuff for you if you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself.
Okay. The other big component in fire safety is the smoke alarm. Should we all have them all over the house?
Smoke alarm, and here we are, 21st century, and we're still having debate about what kind of smoke detectors to use and where to put them. Any smoke detector is better than no smoke detector. And if you've got limited funding and you can only buy so many, put them outside of a bedroom in a hallway where they can cover the area around the bedroom. The biggest problem as far as smoke is when you're sleeping. You're not aware of what's going on. You need that notification in the night. So if you're only going to put 1 or 2 smoke detectors, put them in the hallways outside of a bedroom, and then 1 on each floor if you can do that. Now there's different types of smoke detectors. Don't get caught up in all that discussion. All smoke detectors are sold right now are very good, very reliable.
And they're cheap too.
And they're cheap. Buy what you can afford. Buy the best you can afford. And install them as the instructions show you.
Tragically, I know the Lima Fire Department goes out to a lot of fires where there are smoke detectors in the house. The battery's dead.
Yeah. Sometimes the battery's dead. Sometimes the battery's missing.
Well, yeah, you had to put it in a little robot for the kids.
People are responsible for quite a few of the fires we have. If people just pay attention and pay attention to the maintenance. The new smoke detectors have 10-year batteries. They're non-replaceable. You can't get in them, take them out. At the end of 10 years, put a date on at the end of 10 years, you replace the entire smoke detector. We're really endorsing them and recommending those to people because
you don't have to think about it.
You don't have to think about it. Just at the end of 10 years, put it in your Google Calendar, whatever it is now. 10 years down the road, buy a new smoke detector. And the new ones are so good, they're so reliable, and many of them have carbon monoxide detectors in them. Some even speak to you, some have lighting. There's a whole array of things that they'll do for you now. But life should be getting safer and safer, but as humans, sometimes we try not to make it so.
If people do have any questions, if they need any assistance with anything in terms of fire safety, they can call you guys, can't they?
Yes, call the Lima Fire Department at 419-221-5150. That's our fire prevention department. And they will give you the information you need. We'll send our survey team out to give you a no-charge inspection. It's not an inspection, it's a survey. We'll look through your house, find any areas of concern, give you recommendations. And if you need a smoke detector, we will install a smoke detector for you.
That's great. Can't beat that.
Can't beat that. It's the best deal in town.
Appreciate you coming in today, Mark.
Well, thank you, Ann. Nice to be here.
Lima Fire Chief Mark Heffner. When we come back, we'll tell you how you can get some financial assistance for college right after this on GTV2.
The Allen County Police Chiefs Association wants to keep you from becoming a victim of crime over the holiday season.
Don't carry large amounts of cash and avoid leaving valuables unattended in carts, counters, or dressing rooms. Trust your instincts. If someone looks suspicious, don't leave the store alone. Shop with others or ask store security to escort you.
Only shop online with well-established companies that utilize secure websites. Finally, drive safe and sober and have a wonderful and blessed holiday season.
Help keep the youth of Lima safe by donating to Lima Safety City today. Hello, I'm Chuck Eichelberger from the Lima Noon Optimist Club. Safety City is a very important part of the Lima community. The Optimist Club is renovating Safety City and it needs your help. Donations can be made by going to the website limasafetycity.org. You can also send a donation to Lima Noon Optimist Club, P.O. Box 428, Lima, Ohio 45802. Help keep the youth of Lima safe by donating to Safety City today.
Reduce, recycle, reuse. Allied Waste Services in the City of Lima encourage you to live green by recycling all that you can. Recycling promotes green living by reducing the amount of waste materials buried in landfills. This saves money, natural resources, and energy. Keep our environment healthy and start recycling today. Allied Waste Services is committed to a clean environment. Contact us today for your recycling needs. Visit our website, republicservicesohio.com, to learn more about recycling today.
Did you know that if you have information about someone who's committed a crime or know of someone who is wanted by any law enforcement agency, you can call Crime Stoppers and possibly be eligible for a cash reward of up to $1,000. All callers remain anonymous. Make the call that pays. Call Crime Stoppers at 419-229-STOP.
Crime Stoppers! Crime Stoppers! Make the call that pays! Crime Stoppers!
Because you're black, because you have young children, because you have a disability, If you've been denied housing for any reason, the Lima-Allen Council on Community Affairs can help. It's against the law to deny people the opportunity to live where they want and can afford. If you feel that you've been treated unfairly, give LACA a call and we'll look into your complaint. LACA's fair housing services are free, so call today and get the housing you deserve. 419-227-2586.
We're back on Community Focus. I'm Anne Decker. Going to college? Need a little help? This is the lady you need to talk to, Angie Meyer from College Access, and you can help folks get financial aid.
We can definitely help with the process, which seniors and their parents need to start filling out the form. They can start filling out this form January 1, and it's important to remember never to pay anyone to complete the form. Our program offers a lot of free resources. The financial aid offices at the colleges will help, so do not pay anyone to complete the form. It's also important to understand that there is an official website, FAFSA.gov. FAFSA.com charges you, so you want to make sure you get to the official site, and it's also important to remember your college, look on your colleges, wherever the student is looking to attend, there are FAFSA completion deadlines, and that they should, follow that deadline for their college. Each of them is different. Some have a date as early as February 15th. And if individuals and parents don't have their form complete or their taxes done yet, they want to estimate. So you can go in on the form and estimate, and then you'll go back in and put in the numbers. So a couple tips to remember. And then starting January 8th, we will have a financial aid advisor at our resource center, which is at the YMCA Annex building. And there will be a rep from the local colleges there every Tuesday starting January 8th. Until March 12th. So they can come in.
Bring all their forms, all their paperwork.
Bring all their forms. Make sure you bring all your, if you don't have your taxes done, bring your W-2s. Bring any kind of savings or, any kind of income information with you. And then the financial aid advisor can help you. We can go online, complete the form, and
what an incredible service.
Yeah, and it's from 6 to 7:30, and like I said, they're the experts, and they can answer any questions you may have. You might have the form almost completed, and you have a couple questions on some stuff, and they will help you walk through that process. So every Tuesday at the YMCA Annex, and we're closed right now, so we run our weekly ACT prep as well, so individuals can still get in, Parents can come in, students come in, students can go to the ACT weekly prep, and the parents can come in and get information on financial aid, scholarships. Also, what to expect after you complete the forms. What will happen, you'll get your student aid report, make sure everything's correct there, you'll get a financial aid award letter, questions about the loans, and paying for college. So those financial aid experts are really valuable, and like I said, all the local colleges, they volunteer and take a night.
Well, the forms are confusing, and that's enough to make anybody just put it on the pile to do later.
Right.
Because, geez, you don't want to deal with all that.
Right. And they've actually, with the online, because, most students, the majority, are going to fill it out online, and that's why it's important. We have the computer lab there. Individuals can come in, because students are going to have to do it online, once they get into college anyway. So we want to show them that process and help them understand and walk through it. But they have made it a little bit easier, with the online. They'll show you where you need to go on the forms and all that. But, to have the experts there is a great resource.
Just somebody to hold your hand while you go through it.
Yeah, and we have a couple other things too. Lima Seniors Financial Aid Night at the high school will be January 8th as well. So they can go to the high school at 6:30 in the auditorium, the parents and students. And I recommend juniors and senior parents, even though the juniors aren't filling out the FAFSA, it just helps them, hey, what to expect, so you're not trying to do everything in your senior year, so they can be prepared, where can I look for some scholarship information, what am I going to have to expect in the next year. So juniors and seniors can attend that. It's a free event.
Is that only for Lima senior students?
It's just anybody can come. A lot of times each of the high schools will have their own financial aid night. So yeah, if a parent missed their financial aid night at their high school, by all means, they can come in. It's at 6:30 at the auditorium there.
January 8th.
January 8th. Tuesday, January 8th. And then the YMCA Annex is every Tuesday, January 8th through March 12th. 6 to 7:30, no appointment needed. And then the last event is a statewide event. It's called College Goal Sunday. And it'll be on Sunday, February 10th, always the Sunday after Super Bowl. Starts at 2. It'll also be at the YMCA Annex. The other sites will be Wright State Lake Campus and Indian Lake High School. You can come in and get the form completed that day. There will be a whole bunch of, all the financial aid experts will be there. help you fill out online and that. And same thing, bring your any kind of tax information with you, financial information with you, and student, like their ID, so that we have all the information too on them as well.
Yeah,
And
if you think anybody's going to ask, bring it.
Right. And the student should come with a parent, so they understand the process for the upcoming years and that.
You've been doing this for quite a few years now. Are you making a difference in the people going to college locally?
It's definitely something that we're seeing more students pursuing post-secondary, more students looking at, their options, because we don't want them just to attend a 4-year. Hey, can you get a certificate? Can you get a 2-year, 4-year? What are all your options out there? Trades, the skilled trades. So we want to help them pursue what is best for them and all their options. And the
higher education in any form.
Yes.
Okay. If people want more information, if they missed all the dates, because we've rattled them off pretty quickly, where do they get that?
They can go to our website at www.ohiocan.org/Allen. My office is located at the Chamber of Commerce. And then our Annex Resource Center is open every Tuesday evening. And we're closed right now, but we'll open back up January 8th with all our events.
Okay, and the Y has been closed forever. So the address, if people don't remember where the old Y was?
It's 136 Southwest Street.
Okay, it's pretty much the tall brick building.
Yes.
Yep. Alrighty.
And it has Teen Center on the outside of it, YMCA Annex Teen Center. They run a lot of the youth programs and stuff out of there.
Okay, and your phone number?
It is 419-222-9378.
Alrighty, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Angie Meyer from College Access. I'm Anne Decker, and this is Community Focus on GTV2.